Hey guys, I should have reduced the volume of the music in the middle of that, so hopefully that was fine. I reduced it by a full half, so. Anyway, you should be able to hear me. We're waiting for Toasted to accept the invitation because, of course, Wrath had to drop out, so we need Toasted to accept that for his fights to begin. So unfortunately, I don't get to fight the first round. That often seems to be how it kind of skews. It often makes it so I'm fighting first, but that's not a problem. It's just sometimes randomness doesn't feel random. That's really all it is. There's no rhyme or reason to it, so sometimes you see false patterns like that. So that is what it is. Let's start the tournament either way. If Toasted does not show up in like the next two rounds, I think I'll just disqualify him. That is what I said earlier. I sort of warned people that that's what we would be doing, so that's how it will be. But I hope he does show up. It would be a shame to start this tourney without him. So what we'll do is I'll get into commentators talk so that people who are fighting can listen to my voice without running the stream in the background, because that does take bandwidth, and especially for people who are a bit further away, that can be an issue. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. All right, round robin. So this is a Thursday round robin. We have some new people here, I believe. So how it works is just that everybody fights everybody once for one round, and you get 7 flags. So there's some leeway that one round, but you do get only one chance to win each fight, so to speak. So that should be pretty clear. Everybody gets a bunch of fights, so you're guaranteed some fun no matter what, no matter if you win or lose or what have you. So Kami should have the competition participant role now. So let's get him in, and then we'll get Ezekiel in, actually. Ezekiel signed up for this one, which has me excited. You never know, he might win a title this time around. That would be pretty cool for sure. I'd call him a veteran now. He's been on the server for such a long time. He's played a bunch of tournaments. I mean, the guy knows what he's doing. There's no doubt about it. And he's a really good Samuel main. That might be tough for Kami to deal with because Samuel is tricky. He's got a tricky auto guard. And strangely enough, I think his recovery is still really quick. I've noticed some weird stuff with him, but at least his recovery when he's hit is the same as everyone else now. So you know it's definitely better than it used to be. He has a good guard still, but I can live with that as long as his recovery, as he's hit, his defensive recovery, so to speak, is reasonable. So we got Kami in here. Kami came in pretty much right away. We're waiting for Ezekiel. We won't wait very long for him though. If he doesn't show up, I don't know why Kami disconnected. Maybe a problem. I certainly didn't kick him. Try clicking the link again. There we go. Alright, his ping looks okay. It's not fluctuating very much, which is interesting. Kami's from, I don't know, I think he's from North America, though, given the ping, so. Actually, it's hard to say. His ping just went up a bunch, so I don't know. Either way, we got Ezekiel in here now. Alright, Kami, you're gonna be on the left, my friend. And Ezekiel, you're gonna be on the right. You're from North America. Okay, that makes sense. Your ping looked a little high there for a moment. That's why I was unsure. All right. Yeah, we had you in the USFC, as I recall. You did pretty good. You're obviously a newer player. You're sort of learning the ropes, but I think I saw some improvement even in the middle of your fight. So, Ezekiel is a tough opponent, like I was saying earlier, but just dig in and have some fun. That's what I say. You're gonna have a bunch of fights. You're gonna experience fighting a bunch of different players, so it'll be fun either way, I'm sure. Okay, Kami, you're on the left. Ezekiel, you're on the right. Hopefully they hear me. Yeah. Okay. So Kami probably will pick Isabella. Yeah, and then obviously Ezekiel is gonna pick Samuel, I'm sure. Yeah. A little delay with the stream. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I think there might be a setting where I can change that a little bit, but it's a little unavoidable. So 7 flags, like I was saying, 1 round. So um, fight like every flag matters because it does. You can't just throw away a round. You got to win this fight. Okay, so that was a good hit by Ezekiel, making Kami limp. It'll be interesting to see how Kami tries to fight his way out of this. There was a nice upward cut to the arm, actually, by Kami. Very well done. Finding a really good angle against Samuel, as Ezekiel tried to move in for a stab. A stab was a sensible move, but it can be a bit risky as well. Especially when you start seeing those cuts that might interrupt it. Good combination by Kami. A bit maybe slow on the recovery after that, but that was a really good B cut, which I don't think Ezekiel expected. So Kami doing really well so far overall. Ezekiel is trying to, I guess, figure his opponent out, find some way around this. It's funny, the delay between the follow up after the combo, I think, is actually throwing Ezekiel off, and that's kind of the cool thing about fighting new players. They can do stuff you don't expect. It's not just the really good players who can do that. So fighting new players is definitely a skill of its own, especially because you never know how they'll approach it. Definitely their first time fighting. Wow, he actually guarded the first leg cut. That was good by Kami, but Kami wasn't able to really follow it up after. So Ezekiel kept initiative and got his first flag. Yeah, Ezekiel really is trying to target the leg. Then he goes for that stab, but it seems like Kami knows how to target the arm immediately. So that was a textbook Isabella by Kami, I would say. Okay, Kami going for a bunch of side steps there. I think he canceled 1 or 2 of them by mistake, though. And Ezekiel capitalized. Even if he didn't cancel, I don't think those cuts would have really connected. Ezekiel with a stab. He's a bit close for that one, though, as you saw, though. His arm did not fully extend. It was kind of bent. So they end up trading there, and it's not really to anyone's benefit. Okay, attempted retreat cut. It doesn't quite work, though. Ezekiel getting the point. Good try by Kami. Ezekiel is starting to close the gap, though. I think his experience is starting to show. He's adapting to this unfamiliar opponent, and that's a double. Samuel is a very good pick against Isabella, but I have found Isabella can also find some good angles, especially with her recent buffs. So as far as characters go, it's a really even fight, I think. You could argue actually Isabella's better too, but either way, Kami's skill is what's mattering here, and his skill is showing. Interesting double there, one-handed swing. It's a classic animation issue. I'm sure Kami is really happy with that, though, as he should be. That is what it is. It's like I've been saying, though, every character who can hit hard has that possibility, so. Okay, there's a trade. I don't think the trades benefit Ezekiel, though, because Samuel's HP leaves a bit to be desired. That's another balancing factor for his guard, I think. If you get past his guard, you can kill him pretty reliably, and that's a good hit to the head. So Kami with the win, and a very convincing win too, actually, which I'm sure many of us probably didn't expect. So a good fight, both of you. Ezekiel definitely put up a fight. It wasn't like he sort of gave it to Kami, but at the same time, Kami had a convincing win. So really interesting fight to watch, and good job to both of you. So I'm gonna kick you both out, not because I hate you, but because we gotta move on. We got Maestro against Oak now. Delay first fight for me. I'm occupied 5-10 minutes. Oh, that's fine, Pekola. Don't worry. Your fight's kind of last in this round. And I can always delay further if needed, so that's fine. Yeah, no worries. All right, let's get Oak and Maestro. I imagine by the time we're done these fights. Oh yeah, I didn't even need to ping Oak, did I? Oh well, because Oak's my friend, so he can just connect to my computer anytime I have Parsec open. So. Alright, we need Maestro in here now. I haven't seen him, but I'm pretty sure he's around. Alright, let's see who's in commentators. We got Oak, of course, Ezekiel, Pekola. Alright. So at this point, Maestro is absent. On the playing side? Okay. Yeah, it looked like your ping was a bit high, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, you're probably from a bit further away in North America, or maybe there's a connection thing. I don't know, but you did really well all the same. Ezekiel would have had some delay too, because he's in Europe, so yeah, there's that as well. So Oak is here. We're waiting for Maestro. Then we got I Don't Know Luck against Pekola. Obviously, we're going to delay that if we need to, but IDK Luck does have to fight Oak after this, so it works out. He can get a fight regardless right away. And we need Toasted to accept his invitation. Still, we need Maestro to show up. So two possible absences. Maestro might be sleeping. That's totally possible, actually, come to think of it, but can't wait too long for him. I'm going to wait another minute, and if he doesn't show up, we're going to move on. So I know I got you. Oh, he's on his way. Awesome, 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 awesome. Yeah, I know he's busy with his kids often too. So yeah, there's all sorts of reasons why he might not be here right away. But he let me know, so we're good. That was a good fight to start the tourney off, though I really wish I could have fought Toasted Bread right away. But unfortunately, that's just not possible right now. I need him actually in the bracket for it to count. So you can see he kind of is in the bracket, but that invitation thing there. Okay, so Oak, you need to wake up. Yeah, I know how that feels, man. I didn't get the best sleep tonight. Last night, to be honest. Still going through that phase where I keep waking up at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was kind of on and off of my sleep too, which made it worse. But I had some good spars, so I'm feeling good about the tournament all the same. But yeah, we all have days where we're not playing at our best, or we're tired, or all sorts of things. Something in your life that's making you angry, and there's all sorts of things that can mess you up for sure. You had no time for spars. Yeah, yeah. I think it is quite important to warm up if you can. So that's unfortunate. But hopefully that was a good warm up. Kami proved to be pretty good actually in that fight. So I guess that's the other nice thing about round robin. You do get a chance to sort of warm up. I mean, obviously if you lose, it still costs you, as it should. But it's not like you're out just because you lost once. It's nothing like that. So all right, Maestro is in. And Maestro, you will get the left side. Oak will get the right. Oak has keyboard already by default. And let's get started. Father Zera by Maestro, then Oak is going with Calc. It's actually kind of interesting. I thought Oak would have gone with a Saber. Rediscovered his love for Calc, I guess. He has played Calc a lot, so it's not like it's a bad pick, but I guess the interesting thing about this fight is these guys aren't using their primary mains, so possible problem. Oak seems okay. Something on Maestro's end. Yeah, Oak's definitely okay. I don't know what's up with Maestro. Frozen. Um, oh, your ping looks okay, Maestro, so I'm not sure what's up, but I'll let you back in. Oak seemed like he was fine, so it seems like it's something on your end. Yeah, just click that link. You should just be able to resume control. I'd argue Oak's roots are actually with Laszlo, not Calc, but he has played Calc for a while, certainly before he picked Laszlo back up, so. Alright. Kami said he only played against a Martha bot before this, but honestly, even AI is better than nothing, so. Alright, Maestro is back to normal. It's good. A shame that he froze, but that shouldn't happen again. And that was a good cut to counter the thrust by Maestro. First flag. Maestro has done consistently really well in my tournaments. Same with Oak, actually, so it's cool to see these two fight early on. There's a thrust that sneaks under the guard, then a cut. Zera, of course, had a nerf to his hit on, like when he's hit, his recovery after that. And also the canceling isn't as strong with him anymore, but that's a nerf everybody got. It was a canceling thing. But nonetheless, we're seeing that Maestro can make him work really well. High guard cut, that is a huge risk there, but I respect it. Thrust by Maestro, but set aside by Oak's thrust. That was a very good counter thrust by Oak. Oak is not out of it by any stretch. Oak just having to adjust. That's an interesting kill, actually. I thought that wouldn't kill. But Calc's thrusts are just really powerful sometimes. It just seems like the point missed him, is all. And that in that case, the point didn't generate much pressure, so Maestro just killed him right there. And there's a thrust by Maestro to the arm. Maestro with a dominant performance. Maestro rushes in. There's a punch by Oak, and then there's a double. Thankfully for Oak, he was able to recover with a thrust. Crazy, they traded punches too. Those are always intense when that happens. Thrust by Oak, but he just gets cut. Alright, Maestro needing one more, and he's probably going to feel really confident here. Oak with a thrust, oh my goodness, he's probably panicking a little bit there. He almost got hit. Thrust by Oak, and he manages to push it right through Maestro's body. That was very dangerous for both of them. Comeback time for Oak, possibly. He gets a hit to the leg. That was kind of clutch, because Maestro is now limping. Oh, but Oak, what is... Oh, no. Maestro gets it. I thought Oak had a chance to punish him there, so I'm surprised he sort of just stood there. Maybe he was trying to turtle up. He was trying to figure something out and was a bit afraid. When Zera does big movements like that, it's definitely a tough situation, even if you have a defense like Calc does. So, very good fight, though, guys. So now we got IDK Luck against Pekla. Are you here at all, Pekola? Just to make sure. Okay, no response yet, but might be a bit of a delay, so we'll wait. Either way, I'm gonna obviously ping IDK. Oh, his name is just Luck on Discord. Okay. Yeah, sorry to hear about the freeze there, Oak. That happens. Um, I'll just ping Pekola and see what happens, but, you know, you're definitely fighting either way, Luck, so hang around. Also a North American player by the look of it. Okay, yes, Pekola is here. Awesome. And Luck, you will get the left side. How it works, by the way, for people who aren't aware, is the person on top is the one getting the left. It's randomized each time, so you'll get a chance to fight on both sides. So let's see if Luck is lucky today. It's definitely what he's going to be hoping for here. He's not a experienced player at all. In fact, I have no idea who he plays, what his play style is, anything. So it'll be cool to see him fight Pekola, who's a really tricky opponent, arguably one of the trickiest in the server with the way he fights. So IDK Luck, you're on the left, and Pekola on the right, just to reiterate. Awesome. Goes with Yazik. What's Pekola gonna do? It looked like it might have been an accident, so just let me know if it was. Feel free to back out if it was. Okay. Pause the game if it was. Otherwise, just go ahead. It just looked like you were moving really quickly and whatnot. So yeah, that was on purpose. All right, he's happy with this. All right, let's go. Alright, so both of them are kind of feeling each other out first. Luck goes for a thrust, but I think he was a bit off center. Or not off center, but his point was not lined up. Because here's the thing with curved swords they have to sometimes keep in mind. Because the blade is curved, you sort of have to adjust for it at times to ensure that that point actually connects where you want it to go. Because right now, when you stick a saber out like this, the point is actually off center. And Marta, on the other hand, can just stab straight, as you can with any straight sword, and Pekola just picking him apart here. But Luck definitely knows about long guarding. He's trying to block those thrusts, and that's a sensible move. The problem he's having is following that up. That was an interesting move by Pekola there. I don't know what that was, the little twitch he did. But that was a good hit by Luck. Corkscrew thrust, unfortunately, that can be unreliable, but I really like what he was trying there. Pekola, of course, getting tired. Will he capitalize or not, though? He's being patient. Yeah, Pekola's recovered. At this point, he has to be a bit more patient. And there's 2 cuts by Pekola. Luck was not so lucky with those 2 hits. Oh, good lunge. Thrust, corkscrew thrust, he does it twice and he finally gets it. I'm surprised he went with that move again after it failed him, but it worked that time. It was actually a sensible move as far as angle. I think it's just a bad move in general, unfortunately. Oh, you can look back against the wall here. Pekola applying some pressure. Yeah, Luck definitely likes playing very defensively here. You can... He sort of waits for an opportunity to go in sometimes because he knows he doesn't have the reach advantage, but... And that was a good trick shot into downward cut. Really nicely done by Luck. It's only 1 flag difference now. Good defense, and then trying the trick shot again. That can be surprisingly effective against rapiers, actually. And there was a lunge, but that lunge never seems to kill. Luck might need to find something else. Or to find a different follow-up. Hard to say. He has to change something, I think, but he's still in the fight. for sure. Marto's defense working surprisingly well, and he found something there. He set the thrust aside, then did a cut. Yeah, so he needs to find something besides that lunge, or find a different follow-up like he did there. So he's doing a good job of adjusting. That lunge is only good for getting a hit, not so good for killing. And he tries a thrust there, but unfortunately Peklo's thrust has more range. That's the issue of curved blades. You just don't have the same reach. So Luck needs to find a way to get closer, to start using that stuff. And to make sure that point is in turn not going into his own face. Because that's the thing, Marto's actually good at these tight thrusts too that he was trying. And Luck only... Luck is in a lot of trouble here for sure. Peklo only needs one more. Cut by Peklo, beating the blade down. He keeps the offensive up. That's how you do it, and Peklo wins. Luck was maybe a bit passive at times, but some very good attempts, some good angles that he found. Very good attempt at adjusting. It's just that Peklo is really tricky. So Luck, I need you to stay in the parsec. You still have a fight. Obviously, Peklo has one, though. You do have another one, though, because of the way this is set up. You're fighting Oak. So good luck against Oak. We see now that Luck uses Yazik, which is a really interesting pick. I think he might have been the guy asking earlier about what character to use if you're new. Yazik's a good pick. I'd argue Laszlo's a good pick. Isabella if you like long swords. Marie if you like rapiers, I think. Ultimately, what you like, too, is really the best pick, but if you aren't sure, I think those are the best ones to use. Alright, so Luck, you're on the right side this time, not the left side. Oak will get the left side. Alright, so Luck, you're on the right. There you go. Counts 9, that's not surprising from Oak. Probably a very good pick against most sabers too, honestly, so... see how it goes. Oak of a cut into thrust, but he's really testing the waters, I would say. He's not so much trying to go for a kill shot. Good parry by Luck. He did get a slight hit. He needs to find a way to get a killing blow. Oak is tired, but he has to be a bit careful because it's possible he could recover, as we just saw. Wow, nice upward cut by Luck. That was a bit of a risk, but it was well worth it, it turns out. Trying that lunge, that's a very good can opener move for sure. But unfortunately, Oak's defense holds. So this is a cool matchup because Calc is slower, but he hits really hard, whereas Yazik is faster and has less reach. Oak has more reach. So it's an interesting dynamic here with how these weapons interact. And Luck unfortunately whiffed with that cut, and Oak knew his distance really well, so he knew you could just throw a cut and get a hit. Luck has to find a way to close in safely. That's his only real way of winning. And to take advantage of that speed that he has too. Thrust attempt by Oak. Luck is, again, being a bit passive, and I think he's suffering because of it, because Oak can set up and attack. And the longer Luck stays out of his own range, the more time Oak has to land attacks of his own, like that. If you just stand there with long guard, your blade can get beat. Yeah, it's definitely a tough matchup too, and especially because Oak is a tough opponent. But he does get a hit there, and Pekla made a really good point there. Yeah, exactly. He's down on flags, I think, and so he's giving into fear a bit. That was a good attempt at that same upward cut that served him well earlier, and he got tired, but he managed to recover just in time and force a double. So well done by Luck. He's definitely not giving up, which is really good to see. And that's a trade. Ooh, that was interesting. But Oak got away with that. Yeah, unfortunately, Oak is actually the one with initiative. He plays in a very patient way, but he takes initiative because Luck is just giving it up. So it goes to show the importance of initiative in this game. You can't sort of just sit there. Good trade by both of them. It actually might benefit Luck more. It does. That was close, though. He was lucky he was close enough such that Oak's cut was a little ineffective. Luck tries to close in, but his attack got caught in the basket hilt by the look of it. So, good attempt by Luck. He has the right idea there, but Oak was able to block it all the same and immediately reply. So that's really what it came down to, I think. Luck just needs to take initiative a bit more, and I think he would have better results then. So let me refresh here. Toasted should be here by now, but he's not. He needs to accept the invitation. I pinged him on the Discord about it. He's not even here, so we're gonna skip this fight, unfortunately for Pekola. We're gonna have Ezekiel fight Maestro Cake now. But yeah, I agree 100% with what Pekola is saying here. Sorry, not Pekola, Ezekiel. Hopefully Ezekiel has warmed up. He was saying he didn't really warm up very well. 3 hours playtime. Yeah, you know what? I appreciate you coming out all the same, Luck. Considering you only have 3 hours, you're already doing pretty good, I would say. It's tough to fight people who have played the game for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, right? And you've only played 3 hours, right? The difference is just so astronomical. So hopefully you'll get some experience here. In my opinion, getting your ass kicked and fighting a bunch of good players is really the best way to improve. So just keep at it. I know it might be a bit frustrating at times, but I'm sure you'll have some fun moments. And you're not the only new guy here, so. Maybe when you fight Kami especially, it'll be more even. Okay, Maestro. Yeah, exactly. We're really happy to see you guys here. We're waiting for Maestro. I see Maestro in the chat. There we are. Okay, and Ezekiel, you're gonna get the left side. Yeah, welcome the new guys in our tourney for sure. Really happy to have him here. Alright. We've had new guys win titles before too, so it's far from impossible. It might not look so good for you guys now, but you never know. There can be twists. We've had twists before where somebody suddenly claws their way back to first place through a bunch of wins, so. And a runner-up loses a key fight, you know, these sorts of things can absolutely happen. Ezekiel sticking with Samuel, Maestro sticking with Zera, which is advisable, I think. And they're both starting off a bit patient. They're feeling each other out, very sensible. Maestro going for windmill. Then there's a bunch of snap cuts by Ezekiel, scoring him the first hit, showing us that Zera's recovery is working the way it should. Oh goodness, Ezekiel catching Maestro with the same thing. He's using the Vineyard with Samuel, is what he's doing basically. It's the same move. And it's kind of interesting because they both use Hungarian saber style, so it makes sense that they can both do a similar thing. The difference is Samuel likes to do a snap cut, whereas Laszlo does a more shoulder slash elbow cut. So Ezekiel with 2 points, he should feel really good about this for sure. Good A cut to the arm. He's getting Maestro with these sidesteps, and it goes to show there's many different ways of attacking. You can get to the side, you can hit the arm. You don't always have to just move forward. And Ezekiel here, changing up his rhythm with the snap cuts. Very well done. Maestro is struggling to find an answer. He was trying to actively parry or preemptively attack, but he gets caught every time. And I think with the new changes, Samuel might actually have some advantages over Zera because he's got all these snap cuts. Zera doesn't have these really quick moves, oftentimes. Well, good parry by Ezekiel. That guard serving him well, and he gets a snipe to the arm. So Maestro really struggling to figure something out, and he almost had something there, but his blade got caught on Ezekiel's blade, and he was tired. Ezekiel finishing the job. He's playing a textbook Samuel right here. Yeah, textbook Samuel for sure. Maestro, long guard, high guard. He's trying to sort of hide his intentions, figure something out. Ezekiel is doing some dashing. He's definitely really confident. Oh, good cut to the leg. Another cut to the leg attempted, but it doesn't land. Still, Maestro is limping, and there his auto guard does not hold up. He gets hit. Good offensive by Ezekiel, and good use of the angles as well, and the various attacks that Samuel has. Yeah, I knew Ezekiel had it in him. He's a very good player. So I'm going to fight Kami, and if Toasted Bread doesn't show up at that point, I'm going to disqualify him. Because I said I would give like 1 or 2 rounds, so I'm going to give as much time as possible within reason. Kami, you're going to fight me now. Oh, I put that in talks. Whoops. Oh well. Not a big deal. Okay, and I get the left side. It'll be a shame to give myself a win for free right off the bat, because obviously Toasted will be disqualified, but there's nothing I can do about that. I might accommodate him if he shows up later, but the thing is he didn't tell me, so I probably won't. Oh, whoops, I think I messed up the sides, didn't I? Yeah, sorry, I'm on the left side. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm on the left side. My bad. Hang on. I'm just dealing with the names, Kami, making sure they're accurate. Alright, let's go. And Kami on the right. Awesome. I'm gonna go with Laszlo this time. I'm not gonna go with Isabella. That might come back to bite me, but we'll see. I was kind of thinking between Laszlo and Isabella there. And anyway, I'll be quiet for this one, because I gotta focus. Tommy? I think you're still in for another fight. Let me check quickly. No, you're not actually. You can leave now. You're not. You don't have to walk the gauntlet yet, is what I call it when you have to fight twice because of the way it's set up. Or run the gauntlet, I should say. Let me just check if Toasted is here. If he's not here, we're gonna disqualify him right now. Yeah, glad you enjoyed it. GG. Um, yeah, we're gonna have to disqualify Toasted. I hate to say it, but at this point, he's not here, so that does make the tourney significantly shorter on the bright side, I suppose, but it really is a shame. I would have loved to have fight him straight away because he's such a good player, but it is what it is. And Maestro against Toasted would have been amazing too, as well as some other fights. But anyway, we got Luck against Ezekiel now. And I get to fight Maestro, speaking of which, after this, so that'll be a fantastic fight. It always is. Maestro and I tend to be the runner-ups in these tourneys. Pekla might be a runner-up too, though. Pekla's been doing incredible work lately. He's abandoned Zera, but man, he's got some really good Marta skills. He's got even some good Gideon skills, actually, I found. Like, he's a really good, well-rounded player. He can play just about anybody and succeed. So, he's got Calc as well. He can use Calc. Yazik if he really wants to. He can, I think, use Laszlo even. And Marie as well. Possibly the new Picado guys. Like, seriously, he's amazing. Anyway, Ezekiel, you're gonna get the left side, and Luck, you're gonna get the right. You think Tulip wanna join? Uh, he didn't sign up, so anyway, let's start this fight first, then I'll have a look. Luck, you're on the left, Ezekiel on the right. And the thing is, I told Tulip like just before we started about the tourney, and he didn't say anything. So, all right, Luck, you're on the left, my friend. See if you're in. Yes, you're in. Okay. The interesting thing about my fight against Maestro is that might be one of the fights that sort of decides where the tourney goes. Because we're two of the top contenders. Oak is another top contender as well. I can't forget to mention him. And you never know, Ezekiel might bring this back and become a contender too. So, but I just have a feeling because Maestro and I often fight for the first and second place. So that's just how it goes in my tourneys anyway. So Luck, you're on the left, like I said. Ezekiel, you're on the right. Is there no control? Something going on? Your controller's not working. Okay. What I'll do is I'll reset gamepads to start. Let's try again. Okay. Luck on the left, Ezekiel on the right. You can also try unplugging and plugging your controller back in, or I don't know. It seems like it's something on your end, whatever it is. Uh, Tell you what. Okay, you left. I'm guessing you're trying to come back in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make sure you click on the screen too. That's a good point. Ezekiel brings up a good point. Because sometimes in the parsec window, if you don't like click on it, you can't do anything with it. So there you go. Luck's in. Ezekiel now has to come in. There you go. Luck goes with Yazek. I am not surprised at all. And then there's Samuel by Ezekiel. Should be interesting to see this matchup. I say that a lot, don't I? But honestly, like that's the beauty of the game. There's just so many interesting matchups, whether we're talking about the players or we're talking about the characters. So I kind of overuse that, but oh well. Okay, so Luck has the first point there. That's a really good performance for him because Ezekiel earlier was just picking Maestro apart, but he's doing exactly the same thing to Ezekiel. A veteran player, parry and riposte, nicely done. Hits the arm with the upward cut. So Luck with 2 points, that's gotta increase his morale. So that was a bit of a bluff charge by Ezekiel. He wanted to rush in and then sort of catch Luck as he instinctively attacks back, but Luck has some good fight IQ here and doesn't fall for it, and he cuts Ezekiel on the way in the second time. Yeah, Pekla is really happy to see Luck doing better. Already we're seeing an improvement from, I think, the first fight. Good punish by Ezekiel. Luck was kind of messing around with long guard and switching. That left him a bit open. But Luck's still in a very good spot here. Good lunge. That's a very good way to get around the guard. And we're seeing here how Luck is able to just push the initiative. We're seeing kind of the opposite of what we saw in an earlier fight. It's actually Ezekiel who's surrendering initiative, I would say. And it's because Ezekiel's attacks just haven't been working. And amazingly, that actually went past the guard there. And I think that's kind of a theme we're seeing in many of these fights. A lot of people are trying to rely on their auto guard a bit. And it's not necessarily working, so. Good lunge, that's a trade. Not to say never trust auto guard, of course, just that in this case we're clearly seeing it's not the overpowered thing some people make it out to be. And there's many skillful ways to get around as Luck is showing us. Tried an upward cut. I'm surprised it didn't land. That's a shame. I thought he had something going there, but Ezekiel with a comeback. Possibly, anyway. He won only 2 flags, but he's not out of it yet. If anyone can come back, Ezekiel is definitely one of them. Unfortunately, he goes for a slow attack, and so Luck punished it immediately. Very nice win by Luck. Living up to his name, possibly. But very good fight. Obviously, I'm joking. Alright, let's get Maestro in here. Alright, Maestro, let's get going. I think after round 4 concludes, we will take a bit of a break. Just a 5-minute break. It's not going to be a long one. My throat's just getting a little bit dry. So I'll just drink some water and whatnot. Stretch my legs. It's a bit hot in here. But yeah. Maestro is in. Perfect. Maestro, you will get the left side. I know Maestro's been playing more than me lately. I just haven't, at least, not lately. I haven't been finding the, I can't even spell my own name. Wow. That's hilarious. Anyway. Maestro's been practicing a lot more than I have been lately. So I'm not sure how I feel about this, but we'll see where it goes. I just haven't have found it in me to play this game as much as I used to. At least not casually. In tournaments, I'm still active. That Isabella got. Really sorry about that, Maestro. I just think that cut right after that thrust was unusually fast. I don't know what you think of that, but it's a shame I won that last exchange with that, I feel like. Nonetheless, GG. I was worried I would really regret that Isabella pick, actually, to be honest, so. I don't use her against Zera a whole lot. I usually use Alexander, so. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think that cut after my failed thrust was too quick? I think it was a bit too quick. I think Maestro should have had a chance to counter it, personally. But yeah, good game, Maestro. I still really enjoyed that fight. It was just that one fight, uh, one flag, I should say, that was maybe a bit suspect. There were some doubles and stuff too, both ways, but yeah. So Oka's in. We need Pekla in here now. It's kind of refreshing to have Maestro defeated. It puts me in a good spot. But That doesn't mean I'm out of the woods yet. But yeah, I'd like to hear what people think about that last flag. Because it feels like I initiated with the thrust and it completely failed, so I should have been able to. I should have been punished. I don't know. All right, Pekla and Oak are in. What I was really proud of, though, on my end, was when I countered that holy stance. That was first flag. I managed to catch the blade perfectly. I usually don't get the timing that good with that sidestep, so demonstrated a good example, I think, of sort of cutting into an attack to counter it. So Pekla, you get the left side. Oak, you get the right. Curious who these two guys will pick here. Yeah, so Pekla left, Oak on the right. Something wrong? Maybe they don't know which side. All right, Pekla left. Love Pekola's new title, by the way. It really fits the fact that he changed mains, I would say. He's completely abandoned Zera. He's sort of just using a bunch of sinful characters, if you will, from Zera's perspective. I think we're going to see a calc mirror. We don't see that very often, actually. Apologies for the cough, but yes, we're seeing a calc mirror. By the way, it's a good thing I remembered to unplug my mic when I was fighting, because I think you guys would have heard my breathing in my fight with Maestro. My mic's a little bit sensitive, at least when it comes to anything that's close. So I think that might be what's going on. It's not even sometimes that I'm breathing heavily at the time. Sometimes it just picks stuff up, you know? I could just be sitting there casually and then people are like, wow, you're breathing. Yeah, but it is what it is. At least the mic itself works really well. Okay, so Peklo for first point. I could get one of those really high quality like streamer mics though. That would certainly fix the problem as well. And my voice would be even clearer, but anyway, Pekla doing a good job so far in the calc mirror. Goes in for a thrust, and thankfully he managed to get a kill shot. That was a good trade. Okay, lunge by Oak getting under the guard. That's a very good move. I think that was the cut into thrust. I don't know a whole lot about calc, but I learned some of these combos when I played the calc only tournament, so I have a pretty good idea of what he's capable of, also just from fighting him. And I understand like what moves come from which foot forward now and stuff, so definitely very helpful when fighting him. I think it's good to get to a point where you at least understand the basic move set of every character. That way you sort of know what to expect when you're fighting them, and it makes you a better rounded player too. Obviously focus on your mains. I'm not saying stray away from that, but it can be good to get an idea of the strengths and weaknesses of characters, especially the new ones. Highly recommend just picking them up and seeing how they are when they come out. Good series of cuts by Pekla, keeping the initiative, and he gets the last flag. That was really dominant performance, actually, which I'm sure surprised Oak, and it certainly surprised me. I expected a much closer fight. But Pekla knows what he's doing here. There's no doubt about it. So Pekla is the runner-up at this point, it looks like. And we got Kami against Maestro, actually. Yeah, I don't think anybody's running the gauntlet this time because of how it's set up. So there's that. You don't have to fight 2 times in a row because we're missing that 8th player. So let's get you two in. All right, Kami and Maestro, they're both Isabella mains. Maestro obviously is a veteran, but Kami has surprised us before. He surprised us in the USFC a bit too, as I recall. So he shouldn't be underestimated. Maestro should play at his best. And playing at his best is good for Kami too, because even if Kami gets destroyed, Kami will learn some things. Kami won't learn a whole lot if Maestro just holds back, you know? Obviously, for training, though, you do have to some extent, hold back. But that's the funny thing about this game, though. It's really tough to do that because if you hold back too much, even a novice player is just going to kill you, you know? Like, there's nothing you can do about it if that happens. So it's a very tough thing to sort of achieve that balance, even in a training setting. If you sort of hold the other player's hand too much, they don't learn anything. So I tend to say, you know, you learn the most by losing a bunch of fights and then examining them later. It's definitely demoralizing at first, but that's how I learned for sure. So Kami, you're on the left, Maestro on the right. We'll just give him a moment. Might be some delay. This is why it's helpful, by the way, to be in a commentary channel. This way you can hear me live pretty much instead of dealing with the delay of the stream, but they heard. Yeah, it just took some time. Fantastic. We got Isabella against Zara. I'd comfortably put Isabella as the strongest character at this point. Not unbeatable. I mean, you saw what I did with Laszlo earlier, but she definitely has a lot of good tools. And given that Zara was nerfed and Isabella was buffed, you know, I think we can say that for certain now. So it's interesting that Maestro has switched to Zara. That might actually be why he's not trying to make, I guess, take advantage of the changes. But honestly, I just say use who you like, you know. That's all there is to it. Isabella's better in the pocket, so she gets a cut to the belly before Maestro can respond, and the arm. Though honestly, I think one of those cuts whiffed, interestingly enough. And then Kami nicely done with the retreat cut, taking the hand off, Maestro being picked apart. Zara's a bit slower in some ways, thanks to the cancel changes. There's a double. I really hope he gets some kind of buff that doesn't break the game, but like gives him something. I don't know. Zara, I mean, that's... Oh, man. He went for the low cut, but he got punished. That was really good punish by Maestro. But unfortunately, Zara might be regulated to being a meme character, too. And I don't really want to see that happen, but I'm just thinking there's going to be a Peter von Danzig style character. That's the fencing tradition that Zara uses, but the only difference is that guy won't be drunk. So we'll get another longsworder with the same style who is completely sober. So I'm just worried Zara will become obsolete in the future, but that's the thing, he's supposed to be drunk, right? So that's kind of a disadvantage from the get-go. Unfortunately, Maestro can't land a hit. That crossguard, I think, was protecting Kami a little bit. And there's the tired swing. Kami being patient. He goes for a. I don't think he meant to do a pommel strike, but he punched him before he cut him. He prolonged his suffering. I'm kind of looking back, and yes, you can see Maestro's blade is kind of bouncing off the crossguard. The crossguard is doing what it should. So it might have been frustrating for Maestro, but the blows were not aimed very well. So, and Kami was a bit lucky. So, Kami with a good sidestep. I don't think it even landed though, because Maestro took the arm off. So nicely done by Maestro, but very good idea by Kami getting around the side. He was probably examining my fight against Maestro and trying to emulate some of what I was doing. So that's definitely a really good strategy as well. Or he came up with those himself. That's also totally possible. And that's a trade. Kami was taking a risk there going with the false edge cut, but it was his only option once he brought that blade low because he was already in range of Maestro's attack. So good on him for carrying on through. A double is better than losing that flag, and Maestro making a good comeback. This is one thing that perhaps separates the veteran players from some of the newer players. It's the ability to adapt and overcome. Maestro was struggling, but now he's figuring some things out, going with some upward cuts. Okay, that did not kill. So Kami got it. Kami got very lucky there, I would say. So it's an even match now, very intense. I'm sure they're both tense at the moment with their hearts racing. Kami taking it slow, Maestro as well. He's taking some initiative, but yeah, he's definitely going for that counter strike, and that's what he's good at. That's what Maestro is very good at. So Maestro rushing in, he wants that flag, and the windmill gets it. It went past his auto guard. I thought Isabella had a block for that now, but it's good to see that Zera can still push that initiative and get past. It's actually a good thing. Kami needed to find a way to countercut or dash out of the way, I think, or get to the side and counter that way. So, very good fight. Good use of initiative by Maestro to get 2 flags in rapid succession. And Kami definitely gave him a tough fight. Okay, let's get Ezekiel and Pekla in here. Yeah, that was a fantastic fight, guys. I don't think I can overstate that. Like that was such a good fight. Oh, Oak hasn't been practicing much either. I mean, man, I haven't been practicing much myself, so don't put yourself down too much. Obviously, practicing is a really good thing. You should practice more if you feel motivated to, but you know, stuff gets in the way, I understand. Other games catch your interest. I mean, honestly, I need new content to get more interested, I think. I need that story content. I need new characters, you know. Like everyone else, I'm definitely waiting for those, but I'll try and host these tournaments weekly all the same. They're always fun. So I'm not getting burnt out from hosting. I'm just getting burnt out from sitting down and playing casual games and stuff and practicing personally. Anyway, Ezekiel, you're on the left. Pekala will be on the right. Awesome. And who's Ezekiel gonna play? I'm actually kind of... Will he stick with Samuel? He seems to be conflicted, interestingly enough. Pekla a bit conflicted as well. He goes with Marta in the end. Good pick from him. And Ezekiel going with Samuel. Pekla rushes in for a stab, goes for a cut to beat the blade, but he doesn't really have a chance to follow it up, so he breaks off. Good initiative by Pekla, and then there's a good jab. Ezekiel a bit too far for these wide cuts, I would say. And he's taking some stamina. He rushes in but gets stabbed in the thigh. That's dangerous. He's taking some damage. He's taking some loss to his stamina. He keeps going for stabs, but they keep missing. That's unfortunate. Samuel's stabs are kind of risky. Ezekiel seems to like throwing them, though. And to be fair, sometimes they are good moves. I think maybe he should do the cut from long guard instead. Either the X cut. The Y cut is a bit slow, but it's good for beating the blade. If you're sure you're safe. Good beat, then he goes for the stab. That was a good idea, but Peckle is too far. But so far it's an even fight all the same. Ezekiel got a good flang, and he goes in for a stab to the arm, snap cut to the arm. Nicely done. Ezekiel keeping up the pressure, but he's moving very laterally. I've noticed he doesn't always move linear. He does a lot of lateral movement too. And there he used that snap cut to force the rapier offline and land a hit of his own. That was well done. Very good use of lateral movement to counter Marta. And some of these cuts are sort of keeping the blade offline or beating it down. And now Pekka is tired. We don't see that often from Marta, actually. She moves in such a minimalistic way, I think. So she's coded to not spend a whole lot of stamina. But when she does spend all of her stamina, it's pretty devastating for her. She's in a lot of trouble when that happens. But it's definitely a really rare occurrence. And I think that's just because of her style, which makes sense. She's even more, I guess, minimalistic than Calc is, so. But Calc is old, I guess, so that's just the justification for him losing a bunch of stamina. And some of his cuts are pretty big, to be fair. Okay, Ezekiel with some big cuts. Peklov some feints, he's throwing cuts, he's throwing thrusts. Ezekiel in the corner, there might be a problem. Ezekiel, pause the game if there's a problem. If you're deliberately in the corner, just long guard or something to show. Okay, he wants you in the he wants to stay in the corner, Peklo, so alright, that's on you to attack. You can stay in the corner, that's not a problem to be clear. I just want to make sure you're not lagging or something. Yeah, but you know, using the corner, sometimes that's actually a good idea. So oh, he sidesteps, but Peklo catches him. The risky thing there is he kind of opens his chest up when he does that, so Pekla can leisurely move in and stab sometimes. Using long guard to catch some incoming thrusts and to feel Pekla out, find a moment to move in. He finds it, he finally lands that thrust. It's a very good move. The trouble is just that it's a big lunge and it can be a little risky as a result. Thrust is done by Pekla, but it bounces off the guard, then he gets a quick cut. Nicely done by Ezekiel. Now Ezekiel got really close in. That was good for him, but Pekla stabbed the leg by the look of it, which is making him limp. Yeah, Ezekiel a bit too far for that cut. He could have forced a double if he was closer. Pretty intense fight for both of them, I imagine. Marta being a tough nut to crack here. She's actually a really tough opponent, and Pekla just keeps up the pressure. Sewing machine stabs, that's what you do. When one stab fails with Marta, you just keep going. Ezekiel needed to try and dash away there, I think. It's kind of counterintuitive in a sense, because the rapier has reach, so you don't want to surrender initiative or surrender distance to Marta, but when she stuns you, it's often because she's landing quick jabs and not the longest thrusts, so oftentimes you can get away, and unfortunately for Ezekiel, Pekla got it. The trouble with Samuel now, too, is he does not have very quick recovery on hit anymore, on stun. It's the same as everyone else, so Marta can definitely juggle him a lot with that. Whereas before, Ezekiel might have been able to just cut his way out of it. Alright, so I get to fight Luck now. Luck is a Saber main, so that'll be cool. And after this, we'll take a break because Toasted is not here, of course. We disqualified him. So, good luck and have fun, Luck. Hopefully you live up to your name and we get a good fight. That's what I'm rooting for more than anything. Winning is just sort of icing on the cake, though. Okay, I get the left side. All right. Wait, did I mess it up again? Hang on. Yeah, apparently I'm tired or something. I said I was on the left, and then I put you in the left. My bad. Hang on. You can check the standings if you think I'm just rigging it or something. I'm not. It's just what it's telling me. Yeah, you can see I'm on the top, so I get the left side. Anyway. Some evidence that I'm tired right here and somehow doing really well. So I don't know how that works. It's like I had a really awful sleep, but my performance here has been great so far. So Luck, you're on the right side. My apologies for confusing you, possibly. Um, yeah, I'll go with Alexander. Let's do a saber fight. Glad to see you, Koala. I'm gonna be quiet for this one. Unfortunately, I gotta focus. Luck is a newer player, but we've seen that he can do some work. So good angles there for sure. It's just a matter of following it up properly. Oh, I almost gave him another parsec link. Hang on. There you go. Okay, so after this, so when this fight is concluded, so we're gonna take a little break, just 5 minutes long, not long. This will be a chance to go to the bathroom, get some water, stuff like that. Good game to my opponent, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, welcome back, guys. Give everyone a chance to come back, of course. Get their drinks and get their coffee, whatever they're getting. And we got Oak against Ezekiel. Actually, Oak was gonna fight twice, but Toasted hasn't shown up, so he only gets one fight here, round 5 against um, Ezekiel here. And we got Luck against Kami. That should be a relatively even fight. And then we've got me against Pekla. Now, if you look at the standings here, Pekla and I have won 4 times. We have lost 0 times. So this fight right here could decide the where the tourney goes. Obviously, many other players are sort of even in contention right now. We got Maestro, we got Kami. Similar numbers of wins and losses, as you can see. So, obviously, Pekla and I have a big advantage going in. But all the same, if we both choke a bunch, um, that could change. Yes, I'm muted on Discord. Thank you for mentioning that, Pekla. I shouldn't be muted on YouTube, though, so. Anyway, Oak is in. I'll just ping his opponent now. So that is Ezekiel. Yeah, so this will be interesting. These rounds will decide where this tourney goes. A lot of spots are up for grabs. It's no guarantee just yet that Pekla or I win. I don't think. Maybe one of us is guaranteed to win, but at the very least, it's still up in the air in that sense. As far as second place goes and anything below that, though, that's up in the air for sure. Um, so Oak, you're gonna get the left side. I'll just deal with the names real quick. Nice thing about round robins is you don't really need to change them once you've set them. So at least the way I do them, we only do one round, but the round is long, so that makes up for it. Smooth tourney so far too. It's only been an hour and a half, so. Oh yes, Qual is playing that Blade Son playtest game. For those on the Discord, I have the link of it down below if you aren't part of our Discord and are watching this somehow. Uh, check out the. Oh, did the game crash? I think the game crashed. Hang on. Wow. Had to be some kind of technical problem, right? That's okay. We'll get right back in the game. The names are set. Nice thing about Parsec is I don't have to re-invite you guys. So, yeah, Hellish Quart does that sometimes. That is what it is. But anyway, back to what I was saying. There's this game called Blade Song, and it's a blade forging game, so you can make your own swords in that game, and it's definitely a really cool concept because you can make realistic swords. You can also make fantasy swords. You're kind of free to do what you want and to shape the blades how you want and all sorts of stuff. Like it's an actual forging game, so it's really cool. Really good for those who obviously can't forge blades in real life, or in those who can't really draw swords very well. I used to be able to draw swords at a passable level, at least like really basic swords, but I'm not very good at it anymore, so I'm really excited to use that game to bring some of my design ideas to life. Because obviously I can't smith in real life either, so though I'd love to be able to. That's a really cool skill, but anyway, 2 kills for Oak so far. Check that game out. What I was gonna say is in the Discord there's a link to the Discord of that game, and from there you can also get the keys, and the Discord will tell you how. You just need to insert a command in the Discord, and you'll get a key for the game. Not sponsored, of course, but yeah, it's just a really neat game. Yeah, that's true, Pekla. Anyway, speaking of swords here, let's move back to the fight here. Oak has been dominating the fight so far. Really good retreat cuts. I really think he's better with Laszlo than he is with Kalkstein. Like, Laszlo is the one he's practiced with the most. Arguably Yazik, too. Yazik's been really good in his hands lately, but I really think Laszlo is his best character. And we're seeing that play out here. He goes on the attack. Ezekiel trying to parry riposte, but his riposte was probably mistimed. And so Oak got an easy hit. Oak needs one more point. Very good performance by Oak, and he lunges, cutting the belly open and probably disemboweling Ezekiel. So flawless win by Oak. Nicely done. Good effort by Ezekiel, though. We've seen plenty of, like, not necessarily flawless, some of them are flawless, but a lot of convincing wins. Sometimes from players you wouldn't think would be able to do it, too. Just in the sense that they're less experienced, so it's really good to see all these twists that are going on. So luck against Kami. Alright, I sent you guys the link. It kind of annoys me that the links are stuck in link form now, because it used to have like a big picture of Parsec and it was really convenient, but I don't know, that's just me. I don't like random changes like this, but oh well. It's more of an aesthetic thing for me, not something that's that important, I guess, but I like how it appeared on Discord before. Okay, so luck, you get the left side. After this fight, I get to fight Piccolo, so that'll be a really good fight. No idea who he's gonna pick, and I'm not exactly sure who I'm gonna pick either, so gonna be really interesting. So luck on the left, Kami on the right. Maybe a controller problem again, or maybe we need to back out. Let me try backing out first. Sometimes that's all you gotta do. So again, luck on the left, Kami on the right. Alright, hang on. Yeah, but Samuel might be down a tier, that's true. Oh, is Kami just getting in? I don't know why luck didn't select though. Alright, sorry if I didn't accept your invite. But again, luck is on the left. Alright. Now it's working. Maybe luck noticed that Kami wasn't there. That's also possible. Okay, so Isabella against Yazik, by the look of it. A matchup that can go either way, I would say, as far as character goes. It's going to come down to the skill of the players. And they're both relatively new to the game. Luck especially has not played a whole bunch, so. He said 3 hours, so it's really impressive that he's coming out here to fight. And doing this well. Kami with a kill in the opening, though. That's good for morale. Always feels refreshing to get that first kill, because then you feel like you have momentum on your side. That's not always true, of course. Sometimes you'll go 1-for-1. I kind of predicted it as it was happening. Yeah, this fight might very well be 1-for-1. Okay, they're both being patient. They're sort of feeling each other out. Sometimes even getting into striking range and not attacking. And that was an interesting trade, but luck got the better end of it. Unfortunate for Kami. But I imagine it's because it hit Luck's blade a little bit. Sometimes you're just unlucky too. Like the way this game is, it's the way physics games are. Sometimes things just don't align perfectly, and yeah, there you go. Luck just lost this trade, but That was pretty convincing, I think. Taking it a bit slow, but that was an expertly done undercut, how by Kami. That was catching the blade, covering himself from any um, riposte coming in, and then getting a hit. And there's a stab into an A cut. I don't see that. I don't think I've seen that combo at all lately. That's an interesting way to follow up the thrust, and it worked really well. Kami showing us some new things here. And Kami got nicked in the face there, but his cut was more powerful. So Kami's in a good spot, and Luck is struggling. An A cut by Kami, perfectly timed. That was a little risky, but sometimes you gotta take those risks, and that was a perfect time to do it. Just in the sense that an undercut can sometimes expose your head, but he did it at the right time, so that was not the case. And the thrust actually counters the lunge there. Nicely done by Kami. Single tempo counter, just thrusting and catching the blade as he does so. Good fight, guys. Okay, Pekla is going to fight me now. And Pekla gets the left side. Good luck, have fun, my friend. Yeah, like I noticed that against Maestro too, and I was wondering what people had to say about it, because Maestro didn't talk about it, but what happened was I missed a thrust against Maestro in the last flag we fought, but I still did a Y cut, and it just seemed way too fast to me. It was like Maestro couldn't punish my whiff thrust at all. There was like nothing he could do. And I'm not taking anything away from that win, by the way. That was very good use of the tools that he has by Kami. But I think my fight in particular, I saw a really fast follow up from the thrust, and I was just like, that shouldn't happen. Like, I didn't have to wind up my blow whatsoever. It was just. I don't mind being able to cut really quickly after a thrust. A lot of characters can do that. But the problem is there was no. I don't know. It was just so fast. It didn't seem right. Especially from the angle that I did it. If it was an X cut, it would have made more sense. But it was a Y cut that I did, and it was just so much faster than it usually is. Anyway, I don't want to rant about that too much. That's just Kubold being weird. Nobody's fault, and I'm not saying you can't use those tactics. Absolutely. I mean, Isabella's always been able to do that. It's just faster than it used to be. It used to be punishable. That's the thing. All right, Pekala, you're on the left, and I'll take the right. And who am I gonna pick is the question. Pekala's a bit unsure too. Yeah. We're gonna dance like this for a while probably, but I'm gonna pick Alexander. And he's probably gonna pick Marta. Yes, he will. But here's the thing: if I picked Marie, he probably would have picked someone else, or if I picked Isabella. So tough fight, but this will decide the tournament. It's definitely doable though. Good luck, have fun, my friend. Holy shit. I thought I was dead when I tried that retreat cut, man. I thought you were gonna catch me with a stab somehow. Oh man, I'm glad I hit the head. If I didn't hit the head with that, like, you would have had me. Excellent fight. Which one, Pekala? Yeah, good fight though. I found a lot of your stabs were killing in one hit. I don't know. Good fight though, man. I guess there were some hits though, like in the end, that you might be talking about. But yeah, sometimes that's how it goes with this matchup. So you're still in, by the way, because Toasted is not here. Um. So yeah, let's get Kami in to fight you. All right. God, that was an excellent fight though. That's a highlight for the tournament. The Hall of Fame we set up. I think this one. I know I'm biased, of course. This was a fight I fought, so examine all the fights for sure to look at for others. But I think this one's up there, especially because of the stakes. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. My blood was just boiling that whole time, and I thought I was utterly screwed. And when Pekala was just stabbing me so easily. And yeah, Oak was right. His stabs can, Marta's stabs, I should say, her stabs can counter mine pretty easily. And it's also those cuts. It's not just the stabs. It's much like fighting Calc actually. I gotta watch out for the cuts because if I go for a thrust when he throws a cut, he can beat my blade down, and then I have no way to block the incoming thrust. So, but you were right. Also, he found a single tempo thrust that was just killing me every time, and I think there's just a few times where he got unlucky with that, and I was able to capitalize. I think that kill I got in the end was lucky in the sense that it was a panic move, right? I was sort of retreating and not necessarily trying to hit the head, but if I hit the head, great, and I hit the head, so yeah. Definitely a decisive fight. But there's still plenty to play for, I would say. Okay, so Kami probably going with Isabella, yes, and then that's a good pick against Marta. You just gotta be careful to play it properly. I do find this matchup tough at times, though. I recall another close fight I had with Pekala, which was Isabella against his Marta, so yeah, it can be a tough matchup. I think with Isabella, you just gotta not overthink it, and you gotta find that balance between seizing initiative and attacking, and not sort of running into the blade. You gotta make sure you don't do that. But as long as you keep that in mind and run past the blade, you can get some pretty easy hits. I think what's happening here, though, is Kami is not being aggressive enough. Even in that rush, I think what happened there was Kami did not throw a swing. Kami just sort of ran into the blade. If he threw a swing, I think it would have at least been a trade of some kind. That was a good beat. Good beat with that cut into the arm. Kami's not out of the fight at all. He's figuring some stuff out. He's going for a very counter-centric style. But he really needs to find a way to... Yeah, you can see there, he throws an attack out of range, and then Pekala can just hit him. And this is the problem when you play defensive against a weapon with long reach. The longer you stay out of that reach, the more chances Pekala will have, or any rapier character will have to... It's funny, I'm calling Pekala Marta now, but or Marta Pekala now. But, yeah, apparently I'm tired, but you get the point. Rapiers in general, Kalkstein as well. When you fight at such long range against them and try to play defensive the whole time, it just doesn't work. So Pekala's doing a good job of capitalizing on that. Again, it's the same thing, but he's beating the blade at least, and that's a double, unfortunately. That was a good try. I guess that's the one thing is you can beat the blade if you're too far, but you gotta follow it up with something. You can't just sort of beat the blade and back away. And it's a good try by Kami. He did good in the opening, but I think Pekala figured out a strategy against him, and that was to pressure him the whole time and take advantage of the fact that Kami's being a bit too defensive. So good job by Pekala, good try by Kami. And I get to fight Oak now, actually, which will be interesting. So, come on in, Oak. I know you can just enter, so because we're friends on Parsec. All right. And after that, we got Maestro against Luck, and then actually we're on to the final round. It seems to have flown by this tournament. It's actually been roughly 2 hours, so it's been some time, but a reasonable amount of time for a Hellish Court tournament all the same. Pretty quick tournament. And that's always the goal of these round robins. There's a lot of fights, but they're actually really smooth and they're really quick. All right, so I'll get the left side. Oak will get the right. And I think I'll just go with a safe pick. Yeah, Alexander. And he goes with Laszlo. We're both going with our mains. I'm glad he picked Laszlo. I really think Laszlo is the better pick here. So this will make for a better fight, I think, for both of us. So good luck, have fun. I like what you were doing there. You were trying to sort of initiate with a Y cut and then follow up with an A cut, which was a really good strategy because what that did was I was able to parry the first cut, but that second cut came in as I riposted, and that forced a double every time. Obviously, your intention was not to do that. It was to either overwhelm my defense or to punish my riposte. So that was a very good second intention attack. The problem was I was just quick enough to force doubles each time you did that. So, but I really like what you were trying to do. Maybe if you used a different attack, it would have worked a bit better. Hard to say. But, you came pretty close there. You were making a bit of a comeback, and the score was pretty tight. So, very good fight. Tons of doubles at times, I noticed, though, which sometimes happens in these saber fights between characters who hit really hard. So Maestro, you get to fight twice, actually. You fight Luck, and then you fight Pekala. So that gives you a chance, I think, to maybe get to second place. So you've got second place to play for. I think with my win, I've won the tournament because Oak was the last person who could stop me from winning flat out, I think. I definitely win if I win my next fight, so that happens no matter what. But I think regardless at this point, which is good because I've lost some of these round robins before, so I always do well, but usually it's like Pekla will stop me, Maestro will stop me, if I lose, that is. So, but it's fun. We get a lot of good competition here. A lot of the fights are tough. So, oh, Luck's internet went out. That's a shame. Thanks for letting me know. Um, we will skip the fight for now. Then is what we'll do. So we'll wait for Luck to come back. Hopefully he can. So, hold off for. Actually, no. You can fight Pekla Maestro. So still come in. Still click the link. We just need Pekla to join instead of Luck. The link should still be alive, so go ahead and click it. Pekla is in. And welcome, Kexoid. Good to have you here. Said I was here in the middle of our fight there. Yeah, glad to have you. I hope Luck can complete the tournament. He doesn't have to fight the round 7, so this is his last fight actually. He gets a free win against Toasted. So Pekla is here. We're actually waiting for Maestro as well. It's dead. Oh man, that's a shame. Uh, Good effort though, Luck. Yeah, so hope to see you at more tourneys, Luck. It's really a shame that your power's out and stuff. We might have to forfeit him for this match against Maestro here. So Maestro gets a free win most likely. He does have to fight Pekala though, and that's his only chance at second place by the look of it. I might be wrong, but I believe that's the case. Pekala will get the left side, Maestro will get the right. All right. Yeah, it is really a shame though. Luck put on a good show. And he won a fight of his own too. He did well, so in that fight. So it's just a shame. Who's Pekla gonna use? He's thinking of Yendrik by the look of it. I'm surprised. Maybe Kalk actually. I don't know. Who's he gonna pick? Is he gonna meme with Yendrik? Is he gonna be brave enough to do that? That's crazy to me. He is. He's gonna do it. He's gonna use Yendrik, guys. This is the first time Yendrik has appeared in this tourney. He's a very rare pick lately. It's a shame, but unfortunately, he's just so hard to play. He does have that one combo that's really powerful, but the problem is landing it without dying first. So mad respect to Pekala for going with Yendrik here. Especially when second place is possibly up in the air. Okay, Pekala blocking a bunch of these attacks, but Maestro keeps up the pressure. And that's because Pekala was moving a lot. He was using that axe actively to block those attacks instead of relying on his auto block. And unfortunately, that jump attack was punished really easily by Maestro. And that's the problem. This axe is a powerful weapon, but if you mess up a swing even a little bit, like I think Pekla got the bottom end of the axe into the shoulder, not the full head. So it did a little less damage than he was probably hoping for, and Maestro follows it up. Pekla was kind of unsure what to do there, I think. Oh, that was a good bop with the handle and then a hit to the chest. Yeah, when he gets the combo off, Yendrik is deadly, but... Oh, Pekla had a chance there. He had a chance to punish that. Okay, he punishes that move. Oh, man. But Maestro's tired. Pekla can finish it. What? Maestro recovered. He rushes in, but he's still tired. Oh, man. I bet Pekla... Sorry, Pekla. Wow, now I'm calling Zera Pekla. I bet, Zera takes a lot of stamina rushing in like that. Anyway. Pekla's in the lead. Pekla doing some... he's messing around here. He's doing some memeing. Maestro probably not too pleased with that. He's not sure what to do. He goes for a kick. That was... I don't think that was a good play. But I don't think that's the point either. He's just memeing and having fun. If he wins, excellent, but... He goes for the squat attack. Zera just punishes those so easily. Zera has more blade to work with, less room for error in that sense. Much harder to block, and those upward cuts probably guard his head some. So... Pekla has to change something if he wants to win it. I'm surprised he went with Yendrik, honestly. Oh, Maestro got a slight hit, and that's the thing. If if you mess up a little bit, even the slightest hit from a sword can stun you. Good effort by Pekla, though. Good effort. He definitely made it fairly close, actually. It's just that Maestro had a dominant performance, I would say. Yeah, so Luxus for sure. That's good to hear. Alright, I'm gonna give Maestro the win. I hope you don't mind. Just because the power is out of your place and stuff. Alright, so Oak, you're back in, and you get to fight against Kami. Excellent, Oak's here already. Kami, I'll get you the link. You know what's funny is this whole time I don't think that link has died. And I've just been sending it a bunch. Usually on Parsec these links die, but well, actually no, maybe it has. Yeah, it has like a few times, but it's interesting how they've stayed alive longer. Actually no, I don't. Okay, there's been slight, yeah, it's changed a little bit, but it's only changed like 2 times. Crazy. Alright. Oak, you're gonna get the left side, and Kami, you're gonna get the right side. This is your last fight. Make it count. And I get to fight Ezekiel for the final fight, so that'll be interesting. Hoping for a flawless win myself, but we'll see what happens. It's funny because I'm tired and I haven't been practicing as much, but I'm still doing. I did practice before, to be fair, though, so that obviously helps a lot. But I think it's just that I'm really relaxed, I'm not sort of overly competitive about it, if that makes sense. So that puts me in a good mindset to do well, in a way. Obviously, if you fail to practice at all for an extended period of time, though, that will be a problem. But if you're a really good player and you've played for a while, your skills don't get rusty as quickly as some of us might think, I guess. Especially if you've memorized the movesets, and which you do naturally as you play. So 1-1 so far. Good performance from Kami. Good parry riposte by Oak. That's how it's done. Lunging in. That's a double. Laszlo's a very good pick against Isabella, but Isabella can exploit those openings too. Oak testing the waters, harassing his opponent, then he shoots in for a lunge. He's been doing very well with those A cuts and those B cuts, as well as the Y cuts. You can see he's trying to find angles, and I really like what he's doing. Good retreat cut by Kami, though. Perhaps Oak was a bit too far, or he didn't set it up properly. Hard to say. But I like what he was trying to do. And good job by Oak. He cuts, and then he follows up with another, forcing a double. He's not trying to force a double, I don't think. He's trying to force a hit. But that is sometimes the result. But he's trying to catch the opponent in the midst of the riposte, so he knows when he throws an attack, the opponent's going to parry and then block immediately. That was a good exchange. So Oak is trying to exploit that, anticipating that move beforehand. He's thinking some moves ahead, and I really like what he's doing. And he was trying that against me to good effect as well. I had to avoid the exchanges and instead sort of hit him around his defenses, so to speak. I had to initiate a bit more. Good job sneaking around the guard by Oak. And Kami's getting a bit passive here as he's starting to lose the fight. Kami with a sidestep cut. And he did a kick, but he initially failed to follow it up, but that was a good 1-2 cut by Kami. Kami's not giving up here. He's determined to win, and I like that attitude from him. Oak's a really tough saber fighter. We're seeing Oak at his best, I think, now that he switched to Laszlo. So sidestep. Oak probably could have punished that. It's hard to say. And good follow-up by Oak, but a double is forced somehow. I'm not exactly sure how. But Kami's obviously really happy with that. He's still in the fight. He has not given away a flag to his opponent. Good combination of upward cuts by Kami, and Kami is just one flag behind at this point. Kami's in a good spot. And Oak's also in a good spot to win. Kami needs to watch that stamina. Unfortunately, that cut comes down really fast before Kami can get that upward cut to bear. And so Oak needs one more. Just like that, Oak has gained quite an advantage, but it's a small one. Or smaller than it looks, anyway, I should say. Because, if Kami had killed him twice, it would have been even again, but good snipe by Oak. And Oak takes it. Good fight, guys. And now I get to fight Ezekiel, and this will be the final fight. Hoping for a flawless tournament win. I don't get these very often, so yeah, glad you guys have been enjoying the tourney. That's obviously always good to hear. Yeah, Oak was doing a very good job there. Tough opponent for Kami. tough opponent for anyone, I would say. So Ezekiel's in. Ezekiel, you're gonna get the left side. I'll get the right side. Okay. I'll just go with Alex. Ezekiel will stick with Samuel. So good luck, have fun, my friend. Very good use of your defense, Ezekiel. It was tough to get past. And that's the tournament. Ezekiel with a nice win to end off the event. Let's end the tournament here and see who's in what place. I win, of course. Yep. And Maestro got second, like I was saying. I had a hunch, and Maestro did indeed get second place. But Pekla got third, so that was a good performance by him as well. Let's have a look at the actual standings, though. And Oak got fourth, so Oak was saying he has no business playing with the veterans, but he did well, I would say. I don't think he should be too hard on himself. He was just saying that because he hasn't warmed up. Kami got fifth place. That's good. He defeated Ezekiel. Or not defeated, but he got ahead of Ezekiel. He might have defeated him. Actually, yeah, he must have because the score is even. And then we got Luck last place. At least, well, besides Toasted, but still, Luck has 2 wins in this tournament. That is impressive. That means he defeated a veteran, right? And he did. I remember his win was quite decisive. So let's have a look. Which one was it again that he beat? Because that's definitely a highlight. Yeah, he defeated Ezekiel. That was well done on Luck's part. So yeah, like some good performances by everybody, I would say. And obviously, okay, Luck got the free win against Toasted. That's what the other one is. All right, that makes a lot of sense. He defeated Ezekiel though. That's a tough fight, as you guys saw. He defeated me. So let's see what Ezekiel said. Yeah, that was a good fight. Did a great job. So Samuel still seems viable, but he might be a bit weaker than he used to be. So, good tournament, guys. That was a lot of fun. Some intense fights, and I'm so glad some novices came out to fight here because I know it's kind of intimidating to fight a bunch of veteran players and possibly get defeated a bunch. That's the beautiful thing about round robins, though, is that you are guaranteed to have fun because you get a bunch of fights in. You're never eliminated. It's just a matter of whether you win enough fights to win or not. So everybody gets a bunch of action in, and they tend to go really smoothly, as we saw. How long was this tournament? It was like 2 hours, right? 2 hours, 30 minutes. Okay. That's pretty reasonable for a larger round robin. We were at capacity, so that was good. So thank you everyone for coming out. The community would not be what it is today if you guys didn't continue playing the game, continue being good to each other. It's really good to see, and I hope we get to see some more new players in the other tournaments. Because nothing makes us happier than not only seeing the veterans play, but also the newer players. So I'm gonna end the stream here, and I'll see you guys next time.